everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie and today I'm sharing a layout with you that I made for the Paper Issues design team, and it is for a challenge called Swanky Swatches, and you'll see the Swanky Swatch coming up here. So you'll see there's lots of bright summer colors, the shapes, the fact that it's fruit. You can take a lot from this, and so I'm going to be incorporating a lot of those elements in this layout. The collection I'm using is from Pebbles. It's the new Jen Hadfield collection called Patio Party, and I have decided that I will incorporate some of the circles from the melons and the watermelons and so forth in the swatch, and also the colors. I love those colors, especially the greens. So I'm just going through the paper pad to see if I get any more sort of subtle tone-on-tone papers. And I love this recipe card. I'm going to hack it apart. I want to get those the oranges. And I'm going to be fussy cutting the oranges out. Just to echo again, it's a fruit, it's round, and it's orange. Exactly like in the swatch. So the idea that I had was to build my layout sort of on the right hand side of the page. Now I usually, if I do a vertical layout like this, I try to keep it always on the left hand side of the page. I'm not sure why, but for this layout I thought I would challenge myself and keep to the right hand side of the page. And besides, my daughter, my baby girl in the photo, she's looking sort of up past her dad to the left hand side of the page, excuse me. So I thought it would be fitting to put her at the bottom, to put the photo at the bottom of the page, and on the right hand side of the page. So I'm going to be incorporating the circles into this page as sort of like the bubbles going up. And I'm not sure if you can see in the photo, my husband and my baby, they're on a slippy slide, and there are these little water bubble sprinkle thingies spraying up in front of them. So I thought I could sort of mimic that to a certain extent, and also the circles in the Swanky Swatch. So the colors were a bit bright, and I muted the colors down by adding some vellum. I punched out the same size vellum as I did the circles, and the punches I used was a 2-inch and a 1.5-inch punch, and I just punched some of the I just added vellum to some of the circles, not to all of the circles. This stamp that I have here is a very old Martha Stewart stamp. It's I bought it off a lady's stash. So what I decided, I'm going to just for a little bit of interest behind my whole embellishment cluster there, I'll just stamp some of those circles onto the page, and I try to get the same coloring going. Now I am going to be coming in with that peacock feathers, the sort of the teal color, but it's going to be too intense. So you won't see it in the end. I'm going to be placing my embellishment in such a way that it sort of covers all of the blue. But I am going to be coming in with the pink, I think, and then with that orange, and I really like that. It sort of mimics the whole thing of bubbles and circles and all of that going up along the page. So I don't come in with pink, I come in with green. And I really like that green. It's almost exactly the same color as the green in the collection, with the pages that I punched out there for the circles. And the brads that you see me that I stuck through 2 of the circles so far, those are just brads from my stash, and they fit perfectly with the teal colored blue in this collection. So I wanted to bring in more green, and I am adding I just cut some of that journaling spot or the recipe card out there, and I just add some, I just cut it out for some layering behind my photo. Now, at the moment, I thought that this yellow would be enough yellow, and that is some Heidi Swapp butter, and this is some Heidi Swapp color shine Citron, the green that I'm going to be adding now. In hindsight, looking at the finished product, I think I should have added more. Maybe use the packaging technique to spread out some of that yellow color and some of the green color. But you know what? It's finished now, and hindsight's always 20/20. So while I was making the page, I felt that it was enough, and I really liked where it was going. It looked like little yellow water droplets splashing all over the page. So I was happy with it then. Obviously now I feel I could have done a bit more, maybe added some lighter blue to mimic some water or something. But I really like this page nevertheless, and I like the fact that I did it on the right hand side of the page, my whole embellishing cluster. And you'll see that I'm covering up all of that blue. It was too dark, it was too full on, it was too bright and intense. So and I keep on punching out more and more of the vellum. I like the effect that the vellum gave. It softened up the colors, and it also sort of brought in something delicate to the layout. And you'll see I stuck one of those, I placed one of the fussy cut flowers that I fussy cut out from one of the pattern papers in the collection behind the vellum, so that it gives it a sort of like a misty look to it. And I did do a lot of fussy cutting, and this is a paper from the 12 by 12 paper pack from the Patio Party collection, and I just fussy cut some of those flowers out. There weren't enough flowers, well, to my liking in the embellishment pack, so I just did some more fussy cutting. But you know that I'm always a stickler for fussy cutting, even if there's loads and loads of flowers in the ephemera pack or the embellishment pack. I will always find a page to fussy cut. I think I've said this in a previous video, that as soon as I get a new collection, I go through all the pages to see which page I can fussy cut. So I'm going to be sticking my things down now, and most of the circles I pop up on some foam squares, just to give some extra dimension and just extra dimension and interest. And I do just adhere some of the vellum down with some glue, but you won't see the little spots of glue in the end, because I put the glue in a spot where it would be covered by the photo or by another embellishment and so on, so you won't see it. And I've offset the vellum so that you can still see the brightness of the colors of the pattern paper, but there's some interest there. It lends some interest to the whole circle thing. So yeah, so there you'll see I stick the photo behind the flower behind the vellum, and then those other two flowers I'm just going to be sticking over it. And I loved using this collection because you know, it's very hot here in Dubai, and we do spend limited time out in the sun, especially with Lucy. She, you know, it's literally about 10 minutes in the late afternoon that we take her out. It's just too hot. She goes, like, her whole little body goes red. And that's when we're in the shade, and you know, when the sun starts to set, and so, and it's just the humidity that's really a killer. But yeah, so this is our sort of little patio party in the afternoons. We put the slippy slide on, and we just let her, we take off all her clothes, and she just goes goes insane on the slippy slide. She loves it. She loves splashing around in the water and all of that. So there's lots of elements in this collection that I could have used, like with, for example, that orange, the bowl with the oranges and so forth. That would be perfect for the Swanky Swatch, for the swatch. But I thought that was a bit big. This layout was very delicate. My photo is printed out really small, and that bowl would have just been overpowering, or you know, taking away from everything else. So I am going to be placing some of the fruit in the layout, in the ephemera pack. Now I really wanted to use that flamingo somewhere, and looking back now again, I should have just put it right there on the top right hand corner. I think I'm going to go back and put the flamingo there. I loved that flamingo, but I just, at that moment, I didn't think I could make it work. But seeing it now, I think I should have just put it there. So I'm going to be sticking that orange that I cut out from the journaling spot, and the other half a slice I'm just going to be sticking behind the photo there, just to get some interest. That bit of the photo looked a bit bare, so I'm just going to be sticking that there. I really wanted to get a space for the orange on the right hand side of the screen. I don't think it makes the layout. It's too big and it's too much orange, and so I'm going to be fussing around with the title here. I thought I'd put the title over there, but then I really thought that I really liked my horizontal, my vertical layout. I didn't want to take away from the fact that everything's going up, you know, vertically. So I thought, well, there's this very big empty spot above my photo. How about I just put my title there? Now, I usually put my titles sort of below the photo. If I do put a title, I'm not big on titles, but if I do put a title, it's below the photo or next to the photo, or, you know, not to take away from the photo or anything. But this was very big, and I really liked the brown wood grain of this chipboard title. So it is going to be very generic and not very creative. Happy Together. And it's so cute because she and my husband were just sitting there, or, you know, lying there on the slippy slide, very content, very happy in the hot weather, and they were just really having a good time. So you see me just putting an extra little bit of vellum right at the top circle there with the brad. I just thought that it needed a little bit of extra something, and I'm going to be placing that little orange ephemera there just behind the vellum. So this is it for this layout. You're going to have another look at the Swanky Swatch, and if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.